I think, the government finds itself on the back foot. And the interests of the opposition, of the youth of the country as a whole, to know what the Home Minister of India has to say about July 20th. And of course, Rahul Gandhi's rally, the Chatron ki Goonj in Prayagraj. I mean, I watched those pictures. They were hugely, they were enthusiastic. There was energy there. And I think, as I say, I don't know which way our politics is going to go, but one gets the sense it's not going to be the same. Certainly, the Gen Z, they are 25 to 26% nationally, and they are the biggest bloc today if you look at a bloc. And you cannot dismiss them electorally. So I think, I would say my own gut is
Hello and a warm welcome to HW News Network, your one stop show, truth be told, for some engaging and thought provoking conversations. Parliament is just about to get over the monsoon session, which is going to end in another 3 days. For 21 days, the government did not budge. It did not break its silence on whether it wants to have a discussion or not. But today, all of a sudden, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju said that the government is ready for a debate in the Lok Sabha on the student protests as well as police action. And he also said that Home Minister Amit Shah will reply to the debate, but the opposition should give an assurance that they will not run away or they will disrupt the house. This is what Kiran Rijiju said. And as everyone knows, that there has been a persistent demand from the opposition for a statement from the Home Minister on the police action against students protesting in the city last month. Now, Shah has not been seen in the House, even though he has been regularly coming to the Parliament House complex. Now, there was a Business Advisory Council meeting today, and the meeting got over, and then Kiran Rijiju spoke to the reporters, and he also said that now it's up to the opposition, that is the Congress and the Samajwadi Party, to spell out which issue they want. And the government is ready to have a discussion on the student protest, whereas Akhilesh Yadav has made it very clear that both the issues need to be discussed, that is the Ram Temple theft issue and also the student protests. So, is this government agreeing to a discussion, a ploy to divide the opposition? Though Akhilesh Yadav has clearly said that they want both the discussions to happen. In fact, Gaurav Gogoi, who's the chief whip of the Congress in Lok Sabha, has also very clearly said that both issues are important, both issues were non-negotiable right from the beginning. And today, not to forget, there has been a lathi charge and tear gassing of students in Jharkhand also. So, is this a government ploy to divide the opposition? Joining me this evening is political commentator, veteran journalist, and author Neerja Chowdhury. Thank you so much, Neerja, for joining. I just did not understand the logic, Neerja, that for the last 21 days the government sat quiet. They did not utter a word. Every day the opposition raised slogans, they put out banners, they protested outside the Makardwar of Parliament, and not a single word. But now, when just 3 days are left for the monsoon session to get over, they agree for a discussion, and that too sending a very confusing message. What is that actually?
I think, the government finds itself on the back foot, number one. The last weeks since July 20th, the first day of the monsoon session, when the protesters were beaten up in central Delhi, the young people were beaten up, lathis, tear gas, pellet guns, and other things have been, that the allegations have been made by the opposition. And that women also, young women were also targeted in a way that they should not have been targeted. And that there were almost 3,000 plainclothes men and who entered this. The police, of course, was dealing with it in their own way. But there were these plainclothes people. What were they doing? Who were they? How did they get there? At whose instance did they get there? So all those are questions that have been hanging there. Now the government managed to defuse the situation by letting go of Dharmendra Pradhan, the Education Minister of India, and the protesters called off their strike and their dharna. And so did Sonam Wangchuk, who had been on a hunger strike for 26 days. But the opposition has picked up from where the protesters left. And that is to say, who gave the orders for the lathi charge to take place on July 20th. And remember, this has had a ripple effect now in other parts of the country. Patna, Sivan, and as it was raised in Parliament, Sivan, there was an AK-47 deployed, an allegation that there was one person killed. Now in Jamshedpur, as you're saying today, there were thousands were marching to the state assembly. They have also been lathi charged and, water cannons used against them. So the whole thing is, there is this effect taking place. And in the midst of it, one of the central demands, particularly of the Congress party, has been that Amit Shah, the Home Minister of India, under whom the police force comes, should come to Parliament and make a statement about who ordered all this. How did this happen? Now, as you yourself said, Amit Shah has been coming to Parliament House, but he's not gone into the two houses all these days, nor has the government been ready about a statement by him till today. Now that the session is coming to an end, only 3 days, not even 3 days, the 13th is the last day that they have shown their willingness to have some kind of a statement by him, provided, as you say, the opposition does not disrupt it. And I hope the opposition is not going to disrupt it, because people will want to know what he has to say. And opposition also wants to know, the country wants to know,
But
the
what is
young
the
people want to
logic?
know.
No, but what is the logic why a parliamentary affairs minister should put a condition to a reply or a statement which is supposed to be given by the home minister, and he puts a condition that okay, he will give a statement as long as you don't disrupt. Now, how can we expect in a parliamentary democracy the things to function like this, Neerja? Can you put a condition like this that okay, our home minister will give a statement only if you don't disrupt? Now, is that a condition which is acceptable?
No, well, in the past, this is not. Who will get up, who will pop up and say what? In the middle of it, you cannot control. But by and large, I would say, even if they make this condition, it is in the interests of the opposition, of the youth of the country as a whole, to know what the Home Minister of India has to say about July 20th. Something that give it, say, yes, of course we will listen. What do you gain by disrupting? You gain nothing. What do you gain by walking out? Nothing. It's in the interest of the opposition that Mr. Amit Shah makes that statement. So I think that's a very small point to quibble on.
Right.
But overall, the since 20th and today is the 10th, that is 20 days. The politics of India has changed in many, many ways. The young people taking up cudgels on behalf of their interests, that there be reforms in the exam system, reforms in the education system, recruitment to government in as in Jharkhand. Those are long crying demands. And I think it has somehow, opened the politics. It's early days yet, because everybody is out there to woo. Mr. Mohan Bhagwat made a statement, conversed with Gen Z, 2,000 people there in Bombay. The Prime Minister has gone on Instagram 3, 4 times in the middle of the night, wanting to reach out to the young people. And of course, Rahul Gandhi's rally, the Chatron ki Gunj in Prayagraj. I mean, I watched those pictures. They were hugely, they were enthusiastic. There was energy there. And I think, as I say, I don't know which way our politics is going to go, but one gets the sense it's not going to be the same.
Right. But I think Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge will be addressing the media shortly. So we do not know exactly what they will say, but I'm sure they will spell out the stand, what they have to say on these issues. But today was also a day when the Hindu had published Rahul Gandhi's editorial, where categorically the title of that article was that he is either culpable for Amit Shah. He said that either he is culpable or incompetent. And the portion which I've highlighted, he very clearly says that there are only two possibilities. Either he authorize the police authorities to take these barbaric steps against the students, and if that was the case, he was culpable. And if he did not know that the police was going to take an action like this, then which means he's incompetent. And then he says that in either of the condition, he needs to make a statement and he must resign. Now there is a confusion about what exactly the opposition is demanding from the government. Are they demanding a statement? Are they demanding Amit Shah's resignation? Because this has to be spelt out. And also, there is a confusion about the whole lot of issues that, which issue should come first, Chanda Chori or the Ram Mandir Chanda Chori or the student protest. Now, I'd like to play two bites on the screen so that you can also see what Akhilesh Yadav had said and what Kiran Rijiju has said. First, let's play out Kiran Rijiju's bite and then I'll show you what Akhilesh Yadav has said.
राहुल गांधी जी ने मांग किया था कि होम मिनिस्टर अमित शाह जी को पार्लियामेंट में स्टेटमेंट देना चाहिए छात्र आंदोलन को लेकर के। हमने बहुत साफ कहा, सिर्फ स्टेटमेंट ही नहीं, होम मिनिस्टर अमित शाह जी पूरा डिबेट डिस्कशन का जवाब भी देंगे। और हमने अभी बिजनेस एडवाइजरी कमेटी का बैठक में कह दिया है कि छात्र आंदोलन को लेकर के सरकार पूरी तरह फुल फ्लेज डिस्कशन के लिए तैयार है और एक एक पॉइंट को जवाब देने के लिए तैयार है और विपक्ष हंगामा करके डिस्टर्ब नहीं करना चाहिए। तो हमने अपना ऑफर दे दिया है। अब कांग्रेस और समाजवादी अपोजिशन पार्टी में कुछ मतभेद है, आपस में कुछ मतभेद है, वो सुलझा ले। हम तो चर्चा के लिए, छात्र का मामले हैं, हम चर्चा के लिए तैयार है।
लेकिन सर गौरव गोगोई अभी आकर बोल के गए कि हमें दो विषय पे डिस्कशन करना है।
हमने अपना बात रख दिया है, हमने अपना बात रख दिया है। अब समाजवादी कांग्रेस का जो डिफरेंसेस है वो आप लोग देख लीजिए।
ब्रेक थ्रू हुआ है, 3 हफ्ते से आप मांग रहे थे, आज सरकार पहली बार तैयार हुई है चर्चा के।
देखिए, जब सरकार को पता है कि केवल 2 दिन का सदन बचा है और जितना छात्र नौजवानों का नीट का मसला या परीक्षाओं का जिस तरह पेपर लीक है वो मसला इम्पोर्टेंट है, उतना ही आस्था के साथ जो खिलवाड़ हुई है वो इम्पोर्टेंट है। सरकार दोनों पे चर्चा करे, दोनों पे चर्चा करे, विपक्ष तैयार है, हम लोग तैयार हैं।
राम मंदिर पे भी आपको लगता है प्रधानमंत्री को स्पष्टीकरण देना चाहिए, आप इसकी मांग करते हैं?
आप देखिए, जब उत्तर प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री ये कहें दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो जाएगा, SIT हो गई, लोगों को जेल भेज दिया गया, तो सरकार क्यों नहीं सफाई देना चाहती है? अरे दूध का दूध पानी का पानी न करो, कम से कम चांदी का चांदी, सोने का सोना तो वापस करो।
तो दोनों मुद्दे पर चर्चा होनी चाहिए,
दोनों मुद्दों पर ही चर्चा होनी चाहिए। ये पक्ष पार्टी ने वहां पर स्पीकर साहब और सरकार के सामने रखा।
और आप मांग करते रहेंगे?
अब 2 दिन बचे, 2 दिन तो मांग ही करना पड़ेगा।
हमसे बात करने के लिए आपका शुक्रिया।
So I played out the two bites so that you can have an idea as to what Kiran Rijiju exactly said and what Akhilesh Yadav said now. Now, who do you think is in a state of confusion? Has the government really wriggled out of the problem? Government 3 days before the monsoon session ends, at least they have put out their stand clear that, look, now we are out of this mess. Now it is for the opposition to decide which issue should be discussed. And now they have washed their hands off saying that, okay, we are ready for the discussion. Now it depends on the opposition.
I think, both are issues, very live issues. When you look at it, Chanda Chori in the Ayodhya temple, the movement, the temple movement, which involved millions of people, the faith of Hindus, and they donated to that temple, to be suddenly confronted with chori in Chadhava ki chori. It at one level diminishes me. I gave out of my faith money. So people want to know, kya hua, kyun hua, kaise hua, who was behind it? And naturally, it should come in Parliament. But so far, so much time has got wasted. So they have 2 more days, 2.5 more days. I think they can still have one day for the Amit Shah to make his statement and the another day on the Ayodhya issue. I don't see why it should not. Both are very vital issues and they affect a large number of people and people want to know the answers.
No, but the big question is that will the supposing if the government gets ready to discuss both issues, will one day be enough? Because we have to factor in the disruptions which will happen. Then Amit Shah is going to listen to all the MPs. How many MPs will get a chance to speak? All those are big questions. Now with just 3 days in hand, I mean, has the government really delayed? If they had really wanted a discussion, they could have decided to discuss it maybe a week before also. Why 3 days before the parliament is ending?
Obviously, the government wanted to wriggle out of a very difficult situation. That goes without saying. There's nothing to stop the government from extending Parliament. Do it for another 2-3 days. They've done it in the past. They've offered to do it in the past. Why not now? And I think it's so important that discussion takes place in Parliament rather than what we have seen. Parliament just getting stole, noise, din. That's become the language of Parliament. That's not what democracy is all about. Whether it's the BJP in power or the BJP in opposition, and future, others will come to power. But to have a very polarized Parliament where dialogue has become so impossible is not a very happy state of affairs, as you know, I know. But I think those two issues, as I say, are critical, should be discussed by Parliament. This was by the way, and this was a session where the government hoped to bring the women's reservation bill and the delimitation bill, and we kept hearing towards the end of the session that will come, and that the BJP and the ND were within a striking distance of acquiring a 2/3 majority. That was supposed to be the high point of the monsoon session of Parliament, as was projected, soon after the West Bengal elections. Who could have thought that we would see what we have seen in the last 30 days or so?
Absolutely. No, in fact, there were, you're right, women's reservation bill, delimitation, FCRA bill was also slated to be brought about in this particular session only. And till Saturday, there were news reports that, next week, Amit Shah is, since he's meeting up with all the church leaders, he will try and bring in the FCRA bill. That's what the reports were. But coming to how the ground is shifting beneath BJP's feet, Neerja, do you feel that this students' movement, what is your assessment, the way Modi and Shah, both of them, Prime Minister and the Home Minister, are being perceived by the students, no matter how many Instagram reels Prime Minister may have recorded? What do you think is the perception of this government? Have they lost faith of the students and the Gen Z?
I think I would say I'd be very, very cautious and say it's early days yet. But sometimes you get a sense of the mood beginning to change. And that's what you find, people are no longer सहमे हुए नहीं हैं लोग. People, I was in Bombay and they're talking much more openly, expressing dissatisfaction. But we must remember that the BJP is very good at course correction. Very quick, very good. And they don't leave things to chance.
In this particular issue, 20th July was the day when the police crackdown happened at Jantar Mantar. Since that time, they've not been able to do a proper course correction.
I think they haven't. Mohan Bhagwat is another story, because remember, the Chanda Chori has hurt the RSS the most. People say BJP to theek hai, it's a political organization, but RSS. So that has become as a huge setback. So they are also trying to, reach out to certain sections, as we've seen, younger people. And BJP, I think it is also in the interests of the ruling group to normalize things in Parliament. It will also benefit them. If they have a debate on Chanda Chori, have a discussion. If they have a debate on July 20th, have the Home Minister speak. I think for them also things will get more normalized than has been this kind of tension and being on the back foot and, with the back to the wall, that kind of a situation.
But even the government is realizing what you're saying, and I'm sure there would be murmurs within the BJP circles as well, whether Prime Minister should speak on this or Home Minister should speak on this. And many people have already started saying that, like what you pointed out, that it looks like a change in the mood. But do you also see the beginning of the end of BJP anywhere? I mean, I'm asking this question with a little caution, but many people have started pointing out this.
I don't know the answer to that. I know Bankipur and Datia are straws in the wind. If you talk to people there, it does reflect, of course, the upper castes, which have been a very strong base of the BJP, are getting dissatisfied, and this reflected in both these by-polls. Datia also, and the inner tussles in the BJP are coming to the fore that much more. Gen Z and the mood of the younger people also has reflected in the victories of the non-BJP parties and candidates in both those places. So they are not to be brushed aside. There are two by-polls, admittedly only two by-elections. Early days, I would say. I think we will get a better idea with the 2027 elections that are due in Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, Punjab, Uttarakhand, Himachal. I think those will give us a better idea of which way the wind is blowing. But certainly the Gen Z, they are 25 to 26% nationally. And they are the biggest bloc today, if you look at a bloc. And, you cannot dismiss them electorally. So I think, I would say my own gut is sometimes, big doors swing on little hinges. And then you look back and say, yes, that was the turning point. Will July 20th turn out to be the turning point? We don't know the answer to that today.
Right. So you're saying that the answers are difficult, but if this reaction from the government continues, it almost borders to saying that they are evasive, they are being escapist, they are not ready to confront the problem and answer the people. Even though in the Instagram reels, what Prime Minister has attempted, the last reel which we saw, he said that we have forgiven these students who were misled. And then immediately after that, we saw a forced apology by that 15-year-old teenager. Look at the way how the young girls were maligned. They were trolled online. Now, these are all questions where the government really is speechless. They don't have credible answers.
Whether, the important thing is this Prime Minister, went on Instagram, I forgive. And they use bad language, but the legal way is not the way to go, is what he said, and rightly so. But have the FIRs been withdrawn?
No.
Has the FIR been withdrawn against this girl?
No.
Or the others?
Not till date, at least I know. Not till date, at least I know.
When you have the country's Mukhya says, I don't want legal action, why is it not translated on the ground immediately?
Absolutely.
So,
no, but I mean, what does one conclude from this? Like you are saying that the Mukhya says that I have forgiven, but the legal action still continues. So what does it mean? That you have a Home Minister who's not listening to the Prime Minister?
I don't know. And why is it that the Prime Minister is not able to have this done?
Absolutely.
It is, many people must have taken him seriously. Yeah, good that he's saying that, he struck to that note, and so on. But it's not got translated into reality. And therefore, whatever else they say will not be taken seriously by the younger people. They will say, walk the talk.
Oh, like yesterday, Ashutosh Ranka from the Cockroach Janata Party, he was being questioned that, why is Abhijit Divke staying in a plush apartment, high rent he's paying in South Delhi, and where are you all being funded from? So he gave a very pinpointed answer, and Ashutosh and other senior journalists were there on that show on News 24. And Ashutosh Ranka immediately quips back saying that I get my funding from PM CARES Fund. Can any agency investigate and find out the truth? Now, what does one say to answers like these?
Even Dipke has said, Abhishek Dipke has said, I can make public where I
Yes.
got the funds to study. And those questions will be asked when you come in gaze and public life, which these students have. And let me say, Neelu, you can be leftist, centrist, rightist. They'll have shades of ideological inclinations, these young people. But the country is throwing up a new leadership for the future.
You are saying that the country.
They
Right.
may form their own party, Cockroach Janata Party. They've said not because there'll be a pressure group. They may join other parties. But all around you see these faces, these voices, articulate, passionate, fearless. And you feel, yeah, new leadership is coming up.
That's a green shoot when you say that there is a new leadership we see springing up in the country. But where do you see Rahul Gandhi? Where do you see the other opposition parties? Because we do not know where these young voices, how will they organize themselves and how will they bandy themselves together? But when you have a political setup like a Congress, like a Samajwadi Party, and for that matter, other opposition parties, where do you see the opposition in the middle of all these young voices which have come up?
I think it remains to be seen. Certainly, Prayagraj, the rally, Chhatron ki Gunj rally, was very interesting to watch. Very interesting in terms of the resonance that Rahul Gandhi had at that meeting. But early days, you don't know how Congress is going to make use of it. By and large, I would say that the more the dissatisfaction against the government, NDA, the greater the benefit for Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party, whatever Rahul does or does not do. Because today the Congress is the largest opposition party. The regional parties have shrunk or have split. So willy-nilly, those looking for a change will turn to the Congress. And that was probably not the case till very recently. So that is a change that's coming.
All right, so we'll have to wait and watch how things unfold, and of course, what's going to happen tomorrow, what the government does in the last 2 remaining days of the monsoon session. Will there be a discussion? What does Amit Shah say? How will the opposition react? All these are big questions over which we'll have to keep a close eye on. Thank you so much, Neerja, for joining on HW.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.